Hello, love. So how do you know if you're bisexual? Oh, darling. Of course you're bisexual. Everyone's bisexual. That's a theory that I adhere to, really, especially women. Women, when you hook their brains up to erotic imagery, whether it's nature, or fruits, animals doing it, men and women, women and women, men and men, women's brains are just turned on no matter what. Their genitals start flowing. Men's brains, when they do the similar experiment, they tend to be a little more cut and dry, like they're either gay or straight. But I think that even men have a real tendency to be bi, just like women, but they are more repressed and more socially cut off from parts of themselves to even allow those feelings. So I think a better question is, rather than so much, am I bisexual? A better question is, because it's social conditioning that keeps us from enjoying everyone, right? A better question is, am I the kind of person who can handle breaking through social conditioning and enjoy it? Because that's the thing. If it freaks you out to piss off your dad or your brother or the guys at work, then it's just too scary. But if you're the kind of person that likes to break the status quo and enjoys the attention of being a maverick of sorts, then for goodness sakes, allow yourself to start to question your energy body as opposed to your genital body, okay? So your energy body is really, really what determines, I think, what your preferences and needs really, really are. So, for example, some people have a proclivity, some women, for example, to be very dictatorial, very linear, very logical, like to be in control, like to run things, like to stay mental, not be too emotional or heartfelt, not into the senses, much more into getting things done. And you could say that this is a female who is not so much about feminine energy as she is about masculine energy, the arrow that shoots and hits the target and stays on track, right? And you can have a man who is very mystical and very heartfelt and very creative and kind of emotionally and driven and not about getting anything done and really into poetry and flowery costumes, how he dresses. And you might say this is a male body with a feminine spirit within the body. And sometimes it's not that cut and dry. But like I have like some friends in California who live in San Francisco, and the guy insists that he's gay or bi, but he's always with this one woman, and people will be like, what's the deal with that? How come he says he's gay or bi? Well, the woman is one of the most masculine women I know. I mean, she's just kick-ass. She makes a ton of money, and she runs every show there is, and she is a dominating male, quote male. I mean, she's just really like got a lot of masculine intensity. So he is bi. Yes, it's just that she's really a guy. So it's not to say that, of course, women have a male side of themselves and men have a female side of themselves, because of course that's what balance is, that's what wholeness is getting in touch with those opposites within ourselves and letting them be good and letting them be okay. And so when you explore your bisexuality, you can learn a lot. Like, for example, in my youth, I had probably maybe 4 different female lovers. And it's so funny because every time I fell totally in love with a woman, she was always big and voluptuous. Like the body type for me is just like huge boobs and nice squishy soft roundness and curly wild hair and just like, oh, goddess of juiciness. It just drive me nuts, you know. I was so not into the hard buff, you know, perfect toned thing that I actually liked for myself because I felt more healthy that way. But for my desire to ravish a woman, which was always juicy. But on the other hand, these women, all four, were extremely masculine in their personality, like super smart, super mental, super in charge, super controlling, super cool, calm, and collected bosses of many people. So my spirit body is super feminine. So I need a masculine spirit body to balance me, right? And your spirit body, how your energy runs in terms of who you are. Like I am just extremely in the feminine, like circular mind, you know, multi-layers of thoughts all the time going on at the same time, mystical, heartfelt, spiritual, emotionally guided, and just oh my goodness, it's just not something I can pretend that I have a lot of masculine energy of my own, but I can strive. When I go to the bisexual truth of all beings, I can go, okay, I need to develop my masculine. I really need to develop my masculine. So, of course you are bisexual, darling. Of course you are. And it's really good. And it's more the question is, are you the kind of person who can enjoy breaking apart the norms and allow that to be totally good, totally right, and fluid for you? But as I just mentioned, it really doesn't have much to do with the person's physical gender who you need to be with. It has to do with how your energy runs. Do you run more feminine energy? Do you run more masculine energy? Or are you balanced? And so you need to be with a balanced person because you need to go back and forth between your yin and your yang, and you need them to be able to flip back and forth with you in polarity. But mostly, having grown up in a whole village of lesbians when I was little, I noticed that the lesbians followed the same pattern of the need for polarity. One butch woman with one femme woman would really be in great balance. And then the women who were balanced lesbians would have a harder time because it would be like, well, who gets to be guiding the experience and who gets to be receptive? They would have to constantly be creating a new balance every night, every day, with how their bisexuality, their innate bisexuality was going to play out that day. All right, love life and explore all of yourself, and subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Pass this along on Facebook. Check out evechristoff.net. And I'm available for the LGBT community to have some partnership in this amazing transition where the world is becoming more integrated with the masculine